And from Banaboli, I proceeded to Olabisi Obabani University,
Go away, right?
Agogo Unite, for my master's in public admin and MSc in industrial relations and human capital management. Well, from there, I went for a PGD at the Federal University in education, thinking that after leaving the banking system, I would be teaching
Venture.
maybe in one of our institutions.
Wow.
From there, I studied law, which I'm practicing today. And I think in between, while going to school, I joined banking system. First with GTB, then later Standard Trust Bank. Later Standard Trust Bank and metamorphosed into UBA after the merger. And I was in UBA where I managed close to 5 branches. I think I was manager UBA Challenge, manager UBA Shaki, branch manager UBA Isere, branch manager UBA Iworot, directly opposite Adeshia, and later branch manager Sangwater, where
Wow,
I
that was in Lagos,
in Lagos, Ogun State,
Ogun State.
where I eventually retired, resigned my appointment voluntarily to join politics.
Wow, that was what year, sir?
That was 2014. Precisely.
2014.
Yes. And I have to lay all this or owe all this to my political godfather and my father himself, Senator Rashid Adewale.
Adeshia. We can call him your mentor and
My
model.
mentor, my
Yes.
father, who lured me into politics.
Wow, amazing.
Because the journey into politics actually began with the formation of a club or a group. We called it Fortune Group.
Fortune Group.
The group was established just to assist in maybe the coming or the winning of an election by Senator Ladoja in 2003. So I joined, we formed, let me say, and in that group today, we have His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde as a member.
Wow, amazing.
We have late Honorable Kehinde Ayola as a member. Our chairman was Akim Yusuf Adibola, former banker like himself. We have Dr. Oyedeji, whom we used to call Dodo. Many prominent people, even the former commissioner for health, Dr. Wolabi, was a member. Many of us, as time goes on, maybe I'll still remember some
So,
notable names.
as you can see now, you are still the prominent member of
No, there is
PDP.
no more Fortune Group again.
Okay.
Though we are holding our meeting, it's not too prominent anymore because immediately after the election, I think Envy came in. The
Wow.
way politicians felt that Senator Ladoja was giving us more attention. In fact, one of them used one English on us. He said, we are a bunch of amateurs.
Wow.
So I think that discouraged some of us.
Well, that's so very ridiculous.
And we are professionals
Wow.
in our own calling. Then I was the banker. Akim Yusuf was the banker. Though some people later joined with Akala. One of them is Dr. Wola, who later became commissioner
Commissioner for Health.
Health. So since then, it's been politics all the way.
Wow.
But being someone that I don't always lose focus. Anything I'm doing, I always think of my personal life. What will I be doing next? How to study law. And that is what I'm living with today now.
Wow,
I
amazing.
can see you in my chambers now.
We,
And thank God we'll be pushing through.
what are the things you can tell us as a member of Oyo State House of Assembly? What are the motion moved by you and your achievement as a member of the House of Assembly?
Well, thank you very much for that question because this is one of the day of reckonings. When I came in, my concern was my constituency. Because when I was in the banking system, they will tell you that you are not a good manager, you are not a good leader if you cannot produce people that will be like you in the future.
Wow.
Or you will not be around forever.
Sure.
So that was my philosophy. I look at 3 key areas: empowerment, education contribution, and lastly, how to mentor some upcoming youths. Under the environment, I think it's on history now that I bought a big bus which they call free transport system. I think we are only two that, three in Oyo State. Uh, the rep for Oluyole under APC that time, Sumbo Olubemi. Then another Accord Honorable, Alatedeni Idin, on my own side. We bought a bus. My own used to move from there, move students from there to their various schools.
Okay, basically for the
For
students
the
that are
students and
going
the
to
teachers
school and
that are
coming
going
back
to school
home.
and coming back. And thank God for all the 4 years I was an honorable member, that bus plied on daily basis, taking students from his
Bere.
first location, then down to Amuloko. They will
Wow.
return back by 2 p.m. We go and pick the students. And the thinking behind that then was that most of people stayed around my constituency. Some of them are relocated from
To
their
Onara.
houses.
Sure, sure.
But their children, they are still coming to
Coming to
school
school.
at
Eh?
Adelabu,
Wow.
Adekunle, CAC,
Wow, wow.
and what have not.
That's very
So,
creative.
and I said, okay, let's have a school bus. If the children of well-to-do can be coming in AC, air condition, have to get one of these Marco big bus, which will take them on daily basis.
Wow.
One of the empowerment. Two, I said we should have like people from our various wards. There were nominations, about 100 of them, that will give them what we call a technical training in most of these vocations. Call it tailoring, call it barbing, saloon, tiling, that sort of. And we have nominations. And for more than 1 year, they were trained. I paid the instructors from the I was getting from the house. And we had a graduation ceremony because I bought equipment too,
Wow.
distributed it to them. And thank God today, some of them, they are still using those equipment.
That means you did a mass graduation.
Graduation. In fact, it was Senator Adeshia that came that day. I think July 2017. So.
Wow.
May 2017. He came to Wesley College to release the distribution. And that is one of the things that I used to tell the youth, that even if you have this certificate, have a plan B.
Vocation and skill.
Be technically oriented. If you look at what is happening in the country now, most of our students, some of them, after dropping out, don't want to learn again.
Sure.
They believe in this cheap money, being gotten through this NURTW orientation. That will not ever last. But if you have your own job, you have a vocation, with your educational background, it will be of help. So if you know you cannot further your education, please learn a trade. That's one of the what we did when I was an honorable. Then two, we have various constitutional projects. If you move to through all the wards now, you still see some of our balls still function.
Wow.
If you go to Ward 5, Agbongbon Aziz, Ayedade, Adeleori, Bere, and I think along Kobiowu, we still have some of our balls functioning. Then we had a sort of empowerment. Apart from the one for the youth, we gave money to people to at least assist in their trade. And for motions, there was a particular lady, I think Adifat or so. I read about her case in the Tribune. She used to go to all these competitions and mathematical competition, and she always emerged the best. But from a very poor background, she's from Philippines.
Wow.
So I have to come to that would even be my first question. How to bring that to limelight. And I think he was given a scholarship at Bay College, which I later learned. She was there for some period before moving to this special student Suleja. I think she's doing well now.
Wow.
That is wrong. Then two, there was one of the need to return history back. Being an historian before, because my best subject while at Adelabu was history. I think I had A2 in that subject. I said we should go back and learn. If you look at society itself now, the influence of Western education is really affecting us.
Sure.
People hardly know that we have history behind us. And Just before your entrance now, I was reading about Mansa Musa. I wanted to share it on Facebook. That he was the richest in the whole world. Mansa Kankan Musa. We learned about it in the history.
Malian, right?
Yes, in Mali, thank you very much. Was former ruler of Mali who went to perform Hajj
Yes.
with about
I've read
2,000
about him.
people. And that he died in 1331. You understand? So if the Igbo should come around and be telling us that the richest is so, we can counter them through
Yes,
history.
sure.
That
Through
the
the
richest,
history.
even in the history of universities, the first universities was in Morocco.
Yes.
Was even in Mali,
Yes.
Sankore University.
Sure.
Before we now had a former university in Magrefes in Morocco. These are what history can do to us. So I came to the house with emotion that we should have history.
History in our education.
Return, because before we never had history again. What we have is all this British history, American history. Even through history, we learned that Sudan was a developmental country which we will even copied. So these are what history can do. And thank God history is back now.
In our
Safe as
education.
entertainment. Then two, there is a virgin land now at Orita.
Exactly. That's where my next question is going to now.
I made emotion, but up to now the emotion never saw the light of the day.
Wow.
And I'm imploring those that are there too, because it was a former
Dump site.
dump site. If you go to where ShopRite is now,
Yes.
it was a dump site.
As well,
And
then.
fortunately, I was involved when they were about to, in fact, give that place out, the one at Liberty. The man that purchased the land, and man, before they now sold it to ShopRite, the deal was done when I was a manager at CBA Challenge.
Wow.
So I now felt that look, our own at Eleku at Orita,
We can make use of it as
we
well.
can make use of it. I made suggestion that we can even turn it to a fertilizer company.
Wow, sure.
Sure. Or maybe a mini stadium, football pitch for people coming in future.
It will
Because Wesley College is not a standard pitch.
Sure.
Being a football enthusiast, I'm thinking of when we are going to have a stadium, a real stadium. But football is money now.
Sure. It
You
has become a business, real business.
It's a real business.
Very
now.
lucrative.
And for you to tap talents around that place, you can do
Make
it.
use of that place.
Up till now, those are what we participated. And even when you now look at history, when I look back now, the history of Technical University, First Technical University, which is about to be named Ajimobi University, always comes to mind too. Because at a stage, the ownership was like in doubt. And some of us, the progressives in the house, then though we belong to our we call ourselves the progressives.
Yes.
When the bill was brought to the house, we insisted we want to know who
is the university?
Is it Oyo State University or some individuals?
Yes.
And thank God that has been pledged now. The university belongs to
Oyo State.
Another memorable instance was when there was a petition to the house that food being given to our pupils in primary school was not of standard. We invited the Commissioner of Education then. He refused our invitation. But we were hell-bent on making him to come and give accountability, which we need our leaders to be ready to be doing at all time. Not that you are a commissioner, you are a minister, doesn't make you that you are not accountable. And thank God, sanity prevailed. It came eventually. That is one. Then the most intriguing one was the LAUTECH issue. I was a member of the ad hoc committee. Look, Ibrahim,
Yes,
it was
sir.
a very tough one.
Wow.
Because
Amazing.
when we are oversight, when you listen to the workers, when they give the staff, when they give their complaints, and when you come back to the then governor, and he was like, look, a lot of fun, let us save the future of these children. And thank God, when she came, all the issues have been put behind us. So it was so memorable, I cannot even account for it. But the most controversial one was the issue of shooting stars. Being an insider before, being a board member, I felt the thing was not being run the way it should be. And that is why, if most of my suggestions and my committee were put in place then, maybe shooting stars would not even be where they are now. I think they are 11th on the league table. Because we set up an investigative panel. But you know, government, once you have people and you belong to the opposition, The report never saw the light of today.
Wow.
But
Let me come in a little bit there, sir. What can you tell us your relationship with the present government of Oyo State now?
well, my relationship is government will go and they will government will come, they will go.
Sure.
Where we need to offer advice, we used to talk to people, but we still have many of them in government that are our close pals. Even the president state house assembly now, I have close to 5 or 6 that are my very good friends. Even among the commissioners, we used to chat. Also, Latibos, I used to send advice to him. The present chairman of the Oyo State House of Assembly Commission, my very good friend, Pastor Wasiu Musa. Even the commissioner for establishment, Adebisi, my very good friend. So we used to discuss, we tell them.
Are you still part of, are you still a member of PDP?
No.
You belong to which party, sir?
I belong to APC now.
You belong to APC?
Yes, I'm very
wow.
close to Fatai A.
Wow.
I always discuss with him. We met last Sunday at a function. If you look around now, you see his picture. That's Fatai A. Is there.
Wow.
So it's my very good.
That's
friend.
very fantastic.
Being ex-banker, a very senior banker, we discuss the iron issues.
Wow. Sir, let me ask another question on that.
Yes.
The issue of shooting star right now,
Yes.
what can you give the government as an advice in privatizing shooting star or still be managing by the government? Which
It's a
one?
two-way approach.
What?
One, the way shooting star is being managed now, we need effective grassroots support for the team. And what am I saying? Oyo State has 33 local governments. 33 local governments. And football is being played on daily basis. That should be enough raw materials
For the two shooting star.
Yes. If we discover the likes of the Meji Lawal, Mutiu Adepoju from the grassroots, Tope Orelope, Musiba Olayiwola, Okike Afolabi from the grassroots, Demola Kudaisi from the grassroots, what stop us from looking inward? If at all we are going to get quality players, let's get like 5 or 6 to blend with those
That have been in the team.
that have been in the team. Sorry to digress. The last African Cup of Nations, it was luck
Sure.
that we used to reach that final. You understand? I think we have close to 3 or 4 home base. Join with these boys. Our quality of play will be better than this.
Wow. There won't be much pressure on them.
Because
People have been capitalized on the foreign players.
the last final, if you watch it, no goal attempt. The only one goal attempt was the one that resulted in goal. So we're counting on luck. So we need to at least start. We need to have academics.
Wow, for the shooting star.
Government, but let us have sports-based program in all our local governments.
Wow.
It's even a source of employment. You understand? That is one. Most of the money the team is having now from government, they are being spent on players' recruitment, coaches, and all the rest. And if your expenditure is more than income, you can't make anywhere with that.
Oh, they should try to,
Manage the resources by looking for young talents that are ready and willing to work. You understand? That is one. Two, governments will support other things that are coming up. In those olden days, we used to have housing corporation, water corporations, keep giants. You understand? Many things in Ibadan that are challenging 3SC.
3SC.
If you look around now, no.
No, none of them have yet.
And these are the source and basis of recruiting players that
into
time.
the 3SC itself.
Even Papa Shegun Odegbami was playing for housing before he was moved to 3SC. Many players coming from all these other teams. So government should look into that as well. It's not the 3SC within Ibadan as is alone. Thank God we have CRAN. You understand what I'm saying now? So the management aspect should be seriously looked into. Sometimes they'll be telling you they have players on loan, players on loan, players on loan. Why are they on loan? Eh? There is a song now, people say Kejebu Nebawa. If you have your own Kejebu players, if you nurture them into maturity,
Wow.
they will come.
They will even become a lucrative player for the team.
The last goalkeeper, Nwabali, was playing for Goal Round and other things before he moved to South Africa. Now
it has become an international player.
Saudi is offering close to $3 million now
wow.
to have him.
And it's a plus for the team.
It's a plus for the team.
Wow.
So these are the areas they need to look into. It's not as if we have any stars.
I would like to go into another part of it now, sir, if you permit me to do. What's your relationship with the last contestant or the last candidate, governorship candidate of APC, Oloye Teslim Folarin?
Well, I was in accord with Adeshia.
Okay.
But you see, politics, we are all one, irrespective of party or where you belong to. What matters most is for the good people, the citizen. That's why when you go into our constitution, government exists for the welfare, for the good people of the people. I always liken politics to football. It is that 90 minutes when you're on the field, you are aiming.
Wow.
So
After
that,
you become the same.
Friends, you'll be beating each other. Last one, how was the match? How was it? This and that. That is how politics should be. And you see people that are always fighting themselves, are people with no second address. Have a second address. You are doing this interview in my office now.
Wow.
I'm not a politician that to say it is matter of life and death.
That's what your governor, you will be used to say.
The party I belong at every time. And that's why I was in accord in the last election.
Wow.
You understand? When I see Senator now, we used to a very good footballer.
Okay, sir. I have like about 3 or more questions to ask. As a banker now, as a former banker, to be safe, what can you give the government about the economic crisis we're facing right now in Nigeria? What is your advice for the federal government?
They should not even go into say they want to negotiate salary. All this 1 million, 2 million that we are earning, they should avoid it. Rather, they should face the issue of energy. They should face the issue of petroleum and stop this dollarization. Everybody wants to Japan now. They are looking for dollars. I asked a question yesterday from a friend. I said, okay, why can't we enhance our own naira? They said because we are not producing. What is stopping us from being a productive economy? Most of the companies around before, when we are young, I can mention like 10 to you now. Laser batteries is one of them. Ferrodo is one of them.
Michelin is there.
Michelin are even companies that move out because of the situation. The one that collapsed, Club Ladaja Beer at Alomoja. Many companies around us, Isoglass.
The government should revive those companies or reintroduce.
They can look for new management. Why are banks not collapsing? Why are not dying? The bank will want to collapse, you merge it with another one. The serious government should look into that now. How, when will these companies come back? As we speak in Northern now, we have so many companies functioning.
Sure.
Yes. Why is it that the foreigners are the one managing all our
companies?
Their own companies have been successful. Talk of Sumal, talk of Copec, they are still functioning.
But so it is only our own.
It's only our own. Government should sit down and look into what is happening to our power so that others should not be moving out. The issue of, president moving out, John Kettinland looking for investors, when those that are at home are leaving, Glasgow Midline has left now. So what is happening? That is number one issue. The second issue is to look into functionality of our refineries. They are no more functioning. How can we be taking our own raw oil out
for refinery
with about 5 products?
I will be returned with one.
We will be bringing it back. We had high hope when we land at Dangote refinery will start coming. Let us look into that. Then 2, what is happening to our various educational institutions, our universities? Why are they of substandard? Are people now want to go out? See, because of the exchange.
And they are still spending the money that they took from home. They will go and still spend it outside.
Over there. Do you understand? Most of these Arabian countries, their currencies are very, very strong. If you want to go and buy a car in Cotonou now, because of before the closure of the border, you will have to change your naira to CD to Seva. So government should sit down and look at all this and start telling us that they will negotiate wage, they will do this. You should sit down, ask questions. All this English on radio is becoming too much.
Thank you, sir. Last but not the least question, as a legal practitioner right now, what can you advise the government to do based on this issue of kidnapping what should be the way out?
When you look at kidnapping, so many issues around it. One, unemployment.
Wow.
Thank God a senior lawyer, Abafi Balola, a luminary, said it already. In Finland, they said they don't even need more police. Police hardly work in Finland. I think in Denmark, they were trying to close their prison yards because people are not committing.
Crime again.
And Yoruba will tell you, what to do. They should be
Share.
We are turning up graduates on daily basis. We are not thinking of where to engage them. Maybe a time will come when they will be telling universities, for this graduate that you can take care of, especially these private universities, this church owner, they have the power, they have the power without to even establish industries. Make it compulsory for them to at least engage maybe 1,000 out of their 6,000.
Wow, sure.
Maybe it's a thinking that just coming to me now. Unemployment, that is one. Two, security. Most of our armed forces, most of our soldiers, they are not well taken care of. They are not happy. What is the equipment that we are giving to them? And most of security nowadays is about intelligence gathering.
Sure.
You understand? People are clamoring for state police, this and that now. Are they taking care of the police?
People they have in hand now.
Before? It should be more on intelligence. When you see something, say something. And maybe probably when police are recruiting now, try and deploy more locals to their locality. A man from Maiduguri cannot come to Ibadan and know the English.
And we should be expecting more from him.
If I enter from later Idiaro, I can get to Agbongbon. From Agbongbon, I can get to places. Somebody from Maiduguri, even if he's living in our midst, cannot know that.
Sure.
You understand? Then, lastly, enough of all this Western influence. Our borders are porous. You ask yourself, most of these sophisticated equipment being used by all these Boko Haram, how are they getting it? All these kidnappers, who is giving it to them? How are they procuring their arms? This should be concern for government. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes,
this should be concern for government. Then what is going on in our various forests? Are they having locals that are accomplices, that are supporting them? How are they eating in this forest? Then what happened to drones? If you have money to build car park for member of House of Rep and House of National Assembly, billions, why can't we invest in technology? And the governors should be held accountable too. I speak on authority.
From being an emperor.
Even not being an emperor, what they are collecting as security votes is much. The least the governor is collecting now is 1 billion.
That's why some of them are behaving like emperor. Because nobody can challenge them for collecting that.
Their pocket, almost of the house.